Pair of teams making their debut on Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights. University School takes on Division 5 power Lake Country Lutheran in Heartland, Wisconsin. Good evening, everyone, with Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, John Pearson. I'm John Weiser. Glad you're with us tonight for our fifth week of Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights. Terry, we get our first look at Lake Country Lutheran tonight, the Division 5 runner-up a year ago.
And Lake Country Lutheran's a program not as many people have heard about, but yet we said this is a team we need to get on because of what they've accomplished the past 4 to 5 years.
University School still searching for that first win. Oh, what a great win it would be if they could get it tonight.
A young team, and as we look at it, we try to put together what we think are the keys to the game.
Here are the Heiser Automotive Group keys to the ball game tonight. First for University School.
Well, how well are their younger players going to handle the pressure of this game? They have to get a running game going so that C.J. Boyd can hit his favorite target, Trip Greavy, and then they have to contain Lake Country Lutheran's speed.
For the Lightning tonight, what are we looking for?
They want to very much expand their offense, get beyond just their quarterback and running back and work some other players into the system. They want their offensive lines and defensive lines to dominate like they should. They're veterans. And then they want to shut down University School's receiving core.
That's our Heiser Automotive Group keys to the ball game tonight, brought to you by Heiser Automotive Group. Today's your day. The United States Army Color Guard has made their way to the center of the field, and we're just about set for our national anthem tonight.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Students and staff of Lake Country Lutheran High School would like to welcome you to tonight's game between the University School of Milwaukee and Lake Country Lutheran. Before we begin, we would like to take a moment to remember that we are meeting as competitors, striving to do our best. Please keep good sportsmanship on display when cheering at this football game by remembering to cheer for your team and not against their opponent. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. At this time, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we are thankful for your presence at our contest tonight. Clear the hearts and minds of the athletes, the coaches, and the officials so that they may perform to the best of their ability. Protect all athletes competing from serious injury, and help us all to treat each other with dignity and respect. May this game be an opportunity to glorify you. In your Son's name we pray. Amen. At this time, we take great pride in welcoming the members of the United States Army who are joining us for tonight's broadcast of Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular. Please direct your attention to the middle of the field as we honor America tonight. Color Guard is presented by members of the United States Army. Thank you in advance for your service. And now we direct your attention to Director Becky Garlock and the LCL Pep Band for the playing of our national anthem.
Great job by the Lightning Pep Band here tonight on the edge of the Kettle Moraine this evening. A beautiful evening for football in southeast Wisconsin. Temperature's going to be falling back into the 60s during our game tonight. Not a cloud in the sky, but have the mosquito repellent handy, please.
Nice being in the booth right now.
Before the game, our coin toss tonight. Our referee tonight is Jason Dahl.
Assisted by Eric Mall, Mark Perk, Ron Bethia, Steve Edwards, Bruce Kane, and Taylor Kane.
And Lake Country winning the coin toss tonight. And I think for the first time this season, Terry, the team winning the coin toss is going to receive the football to start our ball game here tonight.
Tells you a little bit about the confidence they have in their offense and what they think they can accomplish right out of the gate.
So the Lightning will get the football to begin our game here tonight. Again, a reminder that tonight's Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular, is available streaming live online. All you have to do is log on to my24milwaukee.com and click onto the Thursday Night Lights link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. And don't forget, tonight's game will be rebroadcast Sunday night at 7 right here on My24. Lightning in the navy blue. U School in the all-white uniforms tonight. Bryce Hurdle is the senior. He's the deepest of the backs back there for Lake Country. Along with Dane Vance and Xander Miller also back there deep for the Lightning. Doing the kickoff is a sophomore, Kyler Ringgold. He had a field goal earlier this season against Catholic Central in the season opener.
And we were at practice this week, and we watched U School working on a little pop-up kickoff. Now they're a young team, not off to the start they want. See if they're going to roll the dice and give something like that a try right off the bat to get a little shock to the system.
Ringgold has it on the tee. And it is that little short pop-up kick, and it's in and out of the hands of the first back downfield. That was Trip Grebe. And let's see, after the scrum, it'll be U School football. It worked. They worked on that for a good 5 minutes at practice on Tuesday.
And every time they tried to do the kick, they made it work well. Now the question, can they capitalize?
So U School, University School Wildcats will get the football here, following the recovery on that kick. So they will be on offense. C.J. Boyd is their quarterback, 6'1", 170, number 19 in your picture there. So we set the offense for you. Again, Boyd. Again, Grebe is the one to watch out there as the receiver. Connor Bauman has been the go-to guy as far as the ground game, 104 yards rushing so far this season. A work from the pistol. A little read option here for Boyd, and he takes it inside the 38-yard line for a 2-yard pickup.
Boyd, an outstanding athlete. He lettered last year as a freshman and was actually got mention on the all-conference team as a defensive back, and they moved him to quarterback this year.
Let's set the defense for you. There you go. You've got Simons, the inside linebacker, the all-conference, all-district and area last season on defense for this Lightning Division V powerhouse. Second down. And they'll give it. Fumble on the play as Bauman coughed up the ball, recovered by Lake Country Lutheran. So Lightning come away with the first takeaway tonight. And that was Gabe Schneider, the junior defensive end. We'll take one more look. Right there on the contact, jarred the ball as he made contact with Jack Leverance, the inside linebacker, knocking it loose. And it was Schneider with the recovery. So Lightning take over on their own 40-yard line. Ethan Wilkins is the quarterback, and he will work under center. And the first give is to Dane Vance over the right side, across midfield, and brought down at the 41-yard line of the Wildcats. Henry Hardish, the strong safety, there to make the stop.
Last year, Vance was the player of the year in the Midwest Classic Conference on offense, and you can see why their offense revolves around his running and Ethan Wilkins passing.
18-yard pickup on that run, just simply going over the right side, following Steve Johnson and R.J. Firking on that right guard, right tackle combination. Not a bad one there. You're following your all-conference player at right tackle.
6'1", 250. Good man to follow.
Play action. Wilkins rolling around left side with plenty of room. Wilkins gets a nice block and out of bounds, short of the 25-yard line. A 14-yard run over the left side by Wilkins, the quarterback. Harges again coming up with the stop.
We've already seen something that Coach Braskill said he didn't like to do. He doesn't like Wilkins running with the ball. He's got a stable of backs that he'd like to use more, but they'll take advantage of what the defense is giving them.
Following the turnover, they've made it to the 28 here of the Wildcats, 1st and 10. Wilkins on the roll, going to get rid of it quickly, and a diving incomplete pass is the official on that far side signal. Ball skipped to the dirt. Gordy Leach was the defender out there. That pass was intended for Bryce Hurdle.
Yeah, Hurdle's already got 12 catches and 3 touchdowns on the season so far this year. And offensive coordinator Eric Maum, along with Coach Greg Maska, wanted to try to work more guys into this offense, make their offense not be so predictable.
Leverance the fullback, Vance the tailback. Offset with a man in motion going to the right. Vance gets the call, breaks tackles. Vance inside the 20. Vance into the end zone. Dane Vance, player of the year in the Midwest Classic a year ago, and that's why 28-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, head coach Brian Summers was very worried about Lake Country's speed, and you can see why.
Got through the second level rather quickly, and then it was off to the races for Vance. 11th touchdown of the season for Vance. Junior Andrew Schumacher will attempt the extra point. And it is 7-0 Lightning, capitalizing on the fumble recovery, going on the 60-yard drive, the last 28 on the legs of Dane Vance.
And we had mentioned early on, would U School try to do something to change momentum? They did the pop-up kick. Unfortunately, the turnover. And now we have to see how do they, a young team, how does it respond having seen Lake Country go down and score?
Coming up later tonight, we will highlight an important point in the game as our watershed moment. That feature is being brought to you by Sweetwater, Southeast Wisconsin Watersheds Trust. 7-0 Lake Country Lutheran early here in our ball game tonight. They capitalize on the turnover. Vance, his 11th touchdown rushing this season.
You know, they've got a veteran offensive line in front of them too. When you talk about having 17 starters back from the state championship game, that does give you an obvious leg up.
There you see the drive, 62 yards after the fumble recovery by Gabe Schneider. Vance, the 28-yard run. Now we'll see the Wildcats go back to offense. Grebe and Kubicki as the ball falls off the tee. Kubicki is the near receiver deep. Grebe the far receiver. Low line drive. Kubicki will take it as 15. Circles back, got a hole out across midfield. And tackled at the 49-yard line. On special teams, getting down there, Schumacher able to get down there to make the stop. Keegan Kubicki with a nice return gets the Wildcats back into this. We head down to the sideline, our first visit tonight from Mike McGivern.
So guys, coaching staff here at Lake Country Lutheran really happy with their quarterback and the decision making that he made on that first drive. They said, look, if they're going to back up that far, you're going to have to continue to run it, and we'll take that. Pretty happy over here.
Very well should be, as they capitalize on the turnover right away. Put the visitors from River Hills behind 7-0. From midfield, they will take this snap. C.J. Boyd working out of the pistol. Boyd trying to come down the line, and he's going to be met behind the line and brought down. Finally on the play, Chase Cayendo, 6'2", 180, along with Andrew Schumacher. Schumacher actually got him there first.
Well, Boyd is the leading rusher for this U School team. He's already carried the ball 26 times for 360 yards. And so when you're setting up your defense, obviously, okay, we know who we can key on. We know we have to stop with the passing game, keep him contained, and we can be in business, is what I'm sure the Lake Country Lutheran coaches have told their players.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Ball back at the Wildcat 46-yard line. Blitz coming. And they run right into the blitz. Caliendo taking down Bauman that time. Connor Bauman, one of the many players that go both ways here for the Wildcats.
And when you look over Lake Country Lutheran's defensive statistics and you see the number of tackles for loss that their linebackers and defensive backs have, you can tell how they favor that attacking style of defense.
Gain of 1, 3rd and 13 from their own 47. 4 receivers, single back look here. And they'll swing it out far side, looking for the receiver out there. Mock was the intended target, and he was met by Schumacher, who blew that play up.
Yeah, Nate's already got 1 interception on the year. He had that one timed up well to make sure the receiver wasn't going to break away.
Boyd, the quarterback, also the team's punter. Hurdle is standing near his own 20-yard line. It's off a nice end over end, taken on the run by Hurdle across the 25 to the 33-yard line. 8-yard return. Sander Reed getting downfield on special teams for the Wildcats to make the tackle. 8:49 to go here in our first quarter, an early 7-0 Lightning lead.
Coach Brasco kind of kidded. He doesn't really do anything with the offense. His lifelong friend, Eric Mom, they met freshman year in high school at Milwaukee Lutheran. And he said, I try not to ever interject any of my thoughts, and I just let Coach Mom take care of the offense.
Stay tuned at the end of the game tonight. We'll highlight our player of the game, brought to you by the United States Army, Army Strong. Second possession for the Lightning. End around near side, getting a nice block. Stutter step across midfield, still on his feet. Breaks another tackle outside, inside the 20. Down to the 15-yard line, Xander Mueller with a nice run. Trip Grebe finally gets him to the turf near the 16-yard line.
Watch this play develop, a little speed sweep. Xander threw a couple moves in there. One of the things that we mentioned earlier was they wanted to get some different players to play a bigger role offensively.
Mueller last year against U School, 7 carries for 54 yards. That one for 46. Throw it. Man out there, catch made at the pylon, touchdown, Lightning. Bryce Hurdle, the flanker, able to flag that one down from Ethan Wilkins. It'll be a 16-yard touchdown pass, 13-0 Lightning.
That's Hurdle's 4th touchdown reception of the year so far. He was first-teamer all-conference as a receiver a year ago, also an all-conference basketball player, and you saw in the pregame show he had a battle back from having broken his collarbone in the state championship football game last fall.
Schumacher for the extra point. That one is up and good. 14-0 Lightning, just like that. 3.5 minutes in.
You talk about that old momentum, and you know, when you've got a young team You're not quite sure how they are going to respond in this situation. And so I'm sure, and we saw nothing but positivity at U School's practice, you know, even though they're off to an 0-3 start, and they didn't get to play last week. They had an open date that they couldn't fill. And so, you know, are these guys going to have some doubts now as they move forward?
No, it was a very upbeat practice. Things were rolling. They kept things moving in that practice. Guys were upbeat. The coaching, every coach that was on that field was positive reinforcement with the players.
Right, and you know they know that they've got their future coming. They've got underneath good numbers in their 7th and 8th grade team. They've gone to a 5th and 6th grade flag program that has the most numbers ever. And so Coach Summers and his staff, very positive.
Let's head down sidelines and Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, you're talking about their coaching staff, and Coach Bransgeld said before the game, he said, look, I trust these guys 100%, and I let them coach. He said, I wasn't always like that as a head coach. These guys are so good. I'm watching them firsthand here on the sidelines. It's a good staff, boys.
Kubicki with the return. Yeah, to the 23-yard line. Chase Caliendo able to make the tackle for the Lightning. Now let's see what the Wildcats can do here, down 2 scores.
Kubicki, one of the players that John Pearson featured in the pregame show, one of those players afflicted with epilepsy, and the whole program that with the Cats give back, little purple ribbons on the back of their helmet showing that the Cats care about that cause and are doing all kinds of things to fundraise.
It's all about community and give back.
Both programs.
Yes,
it was
both
such
schools.
A treat to visit both schools this past week.
C.J. Boyd will lead them up. They send Grebe in motion, and our first penalty.
5-yard
False start
penalty, still first down.
Jason Dahl, our referee tonight. Not what you want to do there. Go to a 1st and 15.
University School has been offensively challenged so far this season. They haven't been able to put together a consistent offense. They've only got 4 touchdowns on the year. So, you know, that kind of puts you in a hole right off the bat, and something Lake Country Lutheran will try to take advantage of.
And again, they don't use placards or those poster cards. They've got 3 sets of numbers on that sideline, and each one means something. We'll try and get a shot of that later on as Boyd wants to look for Grebe, and thrown low and away, incomplete.
Well,
trying to get a slant route going.
Bright students at University School, but you've got a calculus teacher over here with Greg Brasgell. Maybe he's interpreting those numbers for those kids.
There you get a look at the number system. Coach Summers was pretty quiet. Wasn't going to tell us a whole lot about that. Just that it's a whole lot of numbers and it means something.
Yeah, I'm not sure we would have understood had he told us, so it's okay.
2nd and 15. Ball at the 18-yard line. Boyd with time. Going back. Finds his man. Near the first down marker, out across the 33-yard line. Bauman with the reception. Nate Schumacher able to make the stop. Check that, Ringgold. Kyler Ringgold on that reception.
Yeah, one of the flankers for University School. Got 4 catches so far on the year prior to tonight, but only 37 yards. So.
Well, you got to build it back 1 first down at a time. And our first downs this quarter brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all. Time to line Grebe up here to the near side. Mock split to the far side with a slot receiver. And they'll toss with some running room. This little play out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Connor Bauman with the carry. Brought down by Jonathan Bushke.
Yeah, Lake Country Lutheran doing a little cover 1, man cover. And U School's trying to counter, send a man in motion, then try to come back against that motion.
2nd and a long 6 here for the Wildcats. And Boyd will work from the pistol. think he was ready for that snap as it came back, and he is met in the backfield. Jack Leverance in there on the stop, inside linebacker, along with Gabe Schneider, the defensive end. And I'm not so sure Boyd was expecting that snap.
Right, it looked like he was a little startled by it. And, you know, Lake Country Lutheran, very aggressive. They're going to penetrate. Tom Johnson, a senior at the tackle, along with Tom Oberst, a 6'2", 230-pound junior. Then they've got a sophomore, Chase Caliendo, out here at the one defensive end, and Gabe Snyder at the opposite side.
3rd and 7 facing the Wildcats here from their own 37-yard line. Fake the pit, handoff, they'll pitch it back. Hardage the halfback. Hardage gets across the 40-yard line, brought down by Nate Schumacher, short of the first down. Wildcats pick up a first down on this drive, but unable to advance beyond their own 41-yard line.
They need to find a way now to get a stop on defense to kind of get a little bit of that confidence back.
Hurdle standing back at the 30-yard line, awaiting the Boyd punt. Hurdle from the 30. Out across the 40 with a flag down. There is a penalty marker at the 40-yard line. Check out the call here. It's going to go against the Lightning. Perhaps a block in the back.
Block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So they'll move the Lightning 10 yards further back. When we come back, 14-0, Lake Country Lutheran on top of University School. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights in the Heartland Country tonight on My 24. Lightning with the early 14-0 lead midway through our first quarter here at Lake Country Lutheran High School. See the Miami-Dade, Florida Police Department's Crime Scene Investigations Unit in action as they solve crimes that other departments can't. Don't miss CSI Miami Friday nights this fall on My 24. Block in the back penalty, move the football to the 29-yard line for the Lightning to start this drive. Ethan Wilkins with a touchdown pass already tonight. And they'll go to Dane Vance, and he is met in the backfield for a loss back to the 26-yard line. Looks like a full blitz that time by the defense for the Wildcats. 4 or 5 players around the ball, and that's something Coach Summers talked about too. They rally to the football.
Israel Powell is only a sophomore, 21 tackles, played last year as a freshman. 5'9", 210 squat guy, reads his key well, shot through the hole, helped get in on that tackle.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 from the 27. On the delay, we go to Dane Vance once again, taking tacklers with him. Back to the original line of scrimmage, the 29-yard line, picking up 2. Give the Jimmy Fox, sophomore outside linebacker, getting Vance to the turf that time.
Yeah, I got some help from the inside with Victor Simonomic, first team all-conference players a year ago. So far that Victor's got 5 tackles for loss. Jimmy Fox, only a sophomore, happens to be involved in the musical, 3.9 GPA. We might take this whole booth and add it together and see if we get to a 3.9.
I'm dragging us down. 3rd and 10. Wilkins rolling to his left, has a man out there, could not come up with it. Will Brasgel, the coach's son, trying to come up with a diving grab that time. Ethan Wilkins trying to lead him to that sideline.
And as you watch Wilkins roll out here, he's got a lot of green grass in front of him, but I'm pretty sure the coaching staff has said, we don't want you going out and taking an unnecessary hit.
The Wildcat defense gets their first stop tonight. Brings up 4th and 10. So it'll be Schumacher punting. Looks like Kubicki and Grebe are both back to receive this punt. And it's going to be Kubicki. Check that, Grebe at the 30. Makes the first man miss. Penalty marker into the pile as he takes the return out to the 40-yard line. This will come back for a block in the back.
Yeah, Grebe very patient. You could watch him as he tried to get his blockers set up there. Excellent athlete. Two-way player for them. First team all-conference as a receiver, as
During
sophomore,
the return,
as
legal
a
block in
junior.
the back. The return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So the penalty will move the football back inside the 30-yard line. They will spot it at the 26. We can see the block right there. Just as he made his move at the hash mark.
That'll be very important for University School to follow up that defensive stop by moving down the field and possibly putting up a score.
Ringgold and Grebe split here to the near side. Linebackers coming and they jump the neutral zone. They're trying to anticipate that snap, and a good job by Boyd.
Still first
Right.
down.
When you watch Lake Country Lutheran's defense, almost every play they are blitzing at least one of their linebackers. That time they got caught.
So 1st and 5 for the Wildcats. Grebe lined up in a slot here to the near side along with Ringgold. Boyd has some time. Now we'll take it upfield. Across the 30. Spins out of one tackle to the 35-yard line where he's brought down there. Leverance, the linebacker there, got him to the turf. Once again to the sideline we go, and Mike McGivern.
Hey, guys, on the University School sidelines, feel really good about that defensive stop. They're thinking if they come up and bump and run a little bit and get a little bit of pressure on this quarterback, think they got a chance. Say, look, defensively, if they keep and tackle a little bit better, stay low, they feel good about what they did that last series, boys.
Certainly following that up here with a 9-yard run by Boyd, 2nd and 1. David Mock split out here the near side. Ringgold and Grebe to the far side. And we'll hand it off. Bauman, the running back, bouncing off a tackle across the 40, coughed up the football again. Lightning coming up with the ball. No signal yet from the officials.
I don't think the officials actually saw what happened.
Now they're going to give the ball to the Lightning. I think that was Schumacher, came out with the football. Let's get one more look here. Bauman, as he made his move through the line, was stripped just as he was going down.
Could see it right to the outside of his leg. He made a nice little spin move. Only a sophomore. Another one of those young players Coach Summers knows is going to, they're going to develop, and they have to trust the process.
Second turnover by the Wildcats tonight sets up the Lightning at the Wildcat 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Come back, bubble screen with some running room. Xander Mueller, no, check that.
10.
That was number
10.
10 out there. That was Jacob Stutter. Stutter with his first reception tonight. So from the 41 down to the 18-yard line, 23-yard pickup. Another Gruber Law Office's first down here for the Lightning. Looking to take full control here. Dane Vance around the right side with a convoy, trying to get to that sideline inside the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. Dane Vance, 6 foot 190, a senior, brought down by Thomas Oberst.
I was an all-district player in addition to being Offensive Player of the Year in the Midwest Classic, All-State honorable mention. Another one of those 3-9 students, and also all-conference baseball player.
Special thanks to Dan tonight for providing wonderful food once again this week for our Thursday night's staff and crew. Check them out at dandanmke.com for their complete menu and delivery options. Into the end zone, ball came out, but they'll rule it a touchdown. Xander Miller with the touchdown, his second tonight.
Second, fifth one on the season. Only a junior. Another one of those two-way players. When you're a Division V or a Division IV school, a lot of these guys are going to go both ways. But many of these guys are also multi-sport athletes.
Schumacher for the extra point. And that is through. 14 points off turnovers tonight for the Lightning defense.
One of the things that University School couldn't afford to do.
That's exactly right, is cough up the football and lose the turnover battle tonight to a very, very good team, second ranked in Division V this week.
Right, and they've got a team motto that Coach Brasgill told us most people would misinterpret. You know, that team motto is one more, and it doesn't mean we've got to win one more game because we lost in the final. What are you going to do to be better? One more. Are you going to do something better each and every play?
Three-play drive, just under a minute. Miller, his second touchdown, a 4-yard run.
You can see a couple other players being involved tonight in this offense. One of those things the coaching staff wanted to accomplish. They know what they need to do as they move ahead.
Again, Kubicki and Grebe will stand deep. Waiting for the Schumacher kick. He also does the punting for this Lightning team. This will be Kubicki with some running room across the 30. Out to midfield, Kubicki cuts it back inside and takes it down to the 46 of the Lightning. Nice 34-yard return, I should say. Christen's there to make the tackle, and so good field position here for the Wildcats. Now they were able to get a couple of first downs here. Now perhaps they can put something together here late in this first quarter.
Yeah, they have put themselves in good field position. It just hasn't worked out for them to capitalize on any of it.
You get a look at Greg Brasgill, the head coach here at Lake Country Lutheran. Wildcats will start this at the Lightning 46. C.J. Boyd, the sophomore quarterback. And movement on the outside. The ends out there jumped the gun.
Full start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So the second time tonight they're going to start a drive, 1st and 15.
And you could see Lake Country Lutheran walking one of those linebackers up again. Sometimes you get a little anxious.
Yeah, we talked with Coach Brasgill about that. He said it's not really a true 4-3 alignment because he's constantly moving his backers up and down the line. Yeah. So it's sometimes he'll give you a 5 front, he'll give you sometimes a 6 front.
Yeah, they're bringing people from all over.
1st and 15, Grebe in motion. Will be the quarterback keep. Boyd spinning forward, gets 6 of those yards back. Gabe Schneider there to make the tackle for Lake Country Lutheran. Boyd kind of a 6'1", 170, kind of a lanky, arms and legs kind of look to him.
Yeah, another one of those guys who does a number of things well. Basketball player, one of the better triple jumpers in the state as amongst the freshmen, and went over almost to 42 feet last year.
Coach Summers was talking about athletic participation at that school. What, 90% of the students are participating in some sport at that school. And the run tossed down right here. Gordy Leach 5'9" senior with the carry that time. Pearson's there again with the stop defensively for Lake Country.
You know, as Boyd watches it and tries to do a little of that read option, you know, you're a sophomore, it's going to take you a while to get the true read that you need to have. And as he watches, he's got to make his decision. Has that defensive end committed down the line? Can I get to the outside? Does it open up for my running back?
3rd and 7 here for the Wildcats. Ball at the 43. Pick up the blitz. Boyd going to air it out far side. Ball is deflected and into the hands of the receiver, Grebe, who makes the catch at the 17-yard line. Double deflection reception for Trip Grebe, the senior for the Wildcats. Bit of a break here.
Right, and as you watch this, one of those rules you try to instill in your defensive backs. Don't just tap the ball. Got to go up, try to knock it down straight to the ground in front of you so it can't bounce up and be caught.
Zach Hans was the defender back there with the double deflection that landed in the lap of Grebe. So a break here for the Wildcats at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, excellent concentration by Grebe. We have to tip our hat to him.
21-yard pickup. They'll toss it inside the 15. Down to the 14-yard line. Schumacher, or Leach, I should say, with the carry. Schumacher on the stop.
Yeah,
just the 3rd rush of the season
I was
for
going to
Gordy
say,
Leach.
Coming into the game, he had only had one rush. Had one earlier this quarter.
That'll end our first quarter here at Lake Country Lutheran High School. The Lightning taking advantage of 2 takeaways tonight. 14 points off turnovers. Lead it by a score of 21-0. Division 5 power Lake Country Lutheran off to a 21-0 start here as we begin our second quarter with John Pearson and Mike McGivern down on the sideline. Terry Kelly up in the booth. John Weiser with you tonight. Hope you're enjoying our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Boyd on 2nd and 10 has it up in the air, in and out of the hands of Grebe, incomplete. Schumacher able to break that one up. Grebe had that double deflection land in his lap, put him down at the 16-yard line. So now facing a 3rd and 8 from the 14. Grebe and Ringgold will line up here to the left side with Ringgold in a slot. David Mock in single coverage, split wide right. Single back is Bauman with Grebe in motion. And Boyd's going to keep it. Boyd gets it side the 10 and to about the 9-yard line. Once again, Schumacher having a busy night tonight. It's his 5th tackle already. So 4th and 3 here it looks like for the Wildcat offense. About the 7-yard line. And they want to talk about it. Actually, Lake Country Lutheran's going to take a timeout defensively here to figure out a way to stop the Wildcat offense. But if you're just joining us, Lake Country Lutheran getting on the board early. A little pop-up kickoff by U School and tried to set them up inside, but 2 plays later they fumbled. Then on a 61-yard drive, Lake Country got off to a 7-0 lead. Added another touchdown early in the first quarter. Took advantage of another fumble recovery and punched that one in, so 2 takeaways leading to 14 points.
Yeah, the turnovers have been the bane of the U School's existence so far tonight, and I'm sure Coach Summers is kind of having a little internal debate there. They've kicked a field goal earlier in the year. Does he want to try to put just something on the board, or does he have a little bit of confidence? Can we get a touchdown?
Let's head down to the sideline and John Pearson.
All right, one of the great parts of this job is these great sponsors and the Salvation Army. We're so proud to work with you again. Major Nelson De Laverne is with us. Let's talk about being a part of this and trying to spread the message of all the ways you reach out in our community.
Yeah, well, the Salvation Army here in Waukesha County, we have a food pantry. We do a feeding program 3 nights a week. We have the largest men's shelter in Waukesha County, 48 men stay in our shelter every night, and of course disaster services, service throughout the entire county we serve, and just a variety of things, opportunities for volunteers and donations as well.
Now, we're thinking all the mosquitoes around us means that we have a lot of hardship. You are prepared for some people that are about to hit some hardship and when the hurricane strikes. Talk a little bit about being ready.
That's right. The hurricanes that are happening in the East Coast and then the fires on the West Coast, Salvation Army is always ready for those disaster times with emergency canteen services, with shelter, with food, with clothing, all those kinds of things we offer in the different types of disasters. I'm prepared to go if we are called, along with a team that we have prepared to go right here from Waukesha County.
We definitely don't. We hope it isn't as bad that you need to go, but we are so glad the Salvation Army is ready, guys.
John, thank you very much. Well, Boyd went for it on fourth down, was wrapped up by Jack Leverance, the inside linebacker, and so the Lightning will take over on their own 17-yard line. They'll come out throwing. Bryce Hurdle with some running room. A stiff arm to midfield. Bryce Hurdle. Hurdle inside the 30. Brought down, no. Breaks through the tackle, gets to the pylon. Did he get in? He did. 83-yard run for Bryce Hurdle. A little swing pass from Wilkins to Bryce Hurdle.
Team speed enters into both parts of this. That last stop they got, tremendous speed by the linebacker. Now we see Bruce Hurdle with his speed up the sidelines.
Got past Kubicki and chased down the sideline. Kubicki got back up, was going to try and bring him down from the shoulder.
Oh,
and
amazing job
just
hit that pylon with the ball.
And staying in bounds from the 20-yard line in. The extra point is up, off the upright and through, just like he planned it. 28-0 in favor of the Lightning as we take another look. Ethan Wilkins on that nice swing out to Bryce Hurdle. The 83-yard touchdown reception. Boy, in the last 25 yards, just to stay in bounds. If we got another look at that, the tightrope act with defender coming down on his back, able to stay in bounds.
Right, and when John had his interview with Bryce earlier in the night, just how much he's enjoyed playing. You know, we're going to get a chance to see it.
Just a simple swing out, and then they got the nice crack block there to take the corner out of the play.
Little stiff arm.
And then may have stepped out back near the 35-yard line. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. And then right there, just short of the 5, but still quite the effort for Bryce Hurdle. Let's go downstairs once again to Mr. John Pearson.
All right, guys. Yes, we think we do a professional job, but look, an actual professional broadcaster is here. Carol Kane is here with us, from the host from CW18. Tell me what's coming up. Why are you out here?
Well, you know what? We all love high school football, right? Why we're here, and we're having a great time. And we have a great new show that's coming up on October 10th. That's called The All-American, and it's all about high school football. So once high school football starts to kind of wind down in the area, you can watch it on CW18, and Riverdale starts all the premieres on 10/10. The whole season starts, really, the premieres on 10/8. So make sure you watch. We've got some great shows.
Absolutely. Tay Diggs is there. Somebody good looking on one of these channels.
Tay Diggs, yeah, it's going to be a great cast. We have a great cast for All-American, so you really should check it out, especially if you like high school football. And who doesn't?
And Carol will have a clip from the show coming up at halftime, guys.
John, Carol, thank you. Carol, welcome out to Lake Country Lutheran tonight. Well, the return out to the 34-yard line. Wildcats just trying to get something going. They were able to advance the football inside the 10, their last possession, but came away empty, and Boyd brought down in the backfield. Again, the blitzing linebackers, the problem for that offensive line, unable to pick up the blitzers. You got Caliendo, the defensive end, and
you saw the linebackers slant away from the way the defensive line was going. Defensive line went to the left. They had that linebacker slice in underneath. Always pressure. The name Lightning, very apropos for this team.
4-yard loss, 2nd and 14, back at the 31. Boyd's going to air it out. Comes back. Nice catch. Circling back. Ringgold with the reception. See if they give him forward progress. Nate Schumacher brought him to the turf. Mark him just shy of the 35-yard line. Make it the 34 for a 3rd and long here. Kyler Ringgold, again, one of those youngsters on this team, just a sophomore.
Right, and Coach Summers knows he has to trust the process, develop this team. Schumacher's been a very busy player tonight for Lake Country Lutheran, by the way.
A couple of pass breakups and 5 tackles tonight for Schumacher. 3rd and 10. Boyd again under pressure. Nowhere to go. Tries to find a receiver on that far sideline, throwing it away incomplete. It might have been intended for Kyler Ringgold on that far sideline. Sets up a 4th down, and we head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, number 3, Bryce Hurdle. When he took off and ran that, 3 of the coaches looked right at me and said, you know, he's special, right? He's a special athlete. Head coach said that's why you let kids play multiple sports. He's really good at everything he does. That's a nice young man. That's from their coaching staff.
Yeah, he is all conference in 2 sports, football and basketball. Needing that athletic ability on that touchdown.
Here he is waiting to receive the punt.
And it looks like a timeout taken here by University School. So each team taking a timeout here early in this 2nd quarter. We just had a chance to visit with Major Nelson De Laverne, and he is our Salvation Army Doing the Most Good feature tonight in southeastern Wisconsin. I'd like to remind you that you can help in doing the most good for the Salvation Army by donating. Take advantage of 2 opportunities tonight and each of the next several weeks of Thursday Night Lights. You can drop off non-perishable food items in the Salvation Army barrel at any of our Thursday Night Light game locations, or you can text TNL to 41444 and it will take you to the online donation page. Lake Country Lutheran Pep Band did a nice job with our national anthem tonight. They were very good in their pregame work here tonight as well. Very impressed.
Another school where the kids are involved in a tremendous number of activities.
Reset the game clock to 9:18. Boyd to punt. Hurdle inside his 35. It's going to be a fake. They're going to go over the middle, completes the pass, and picks up the 1st down. Looks like it was David Mock who made the reception. Andrew Schumacher was able to bring him down, and so they pick up the 1st down with the fake punt. And that's, again, the advantage of having your quarterback doing the punting.
Right. And a tip of the hat to, U School. They're not going to go away quietly. And they're going to fight and grind and try to find ways to compete with a team that's got a heck of a lot more experience than they do.
And Coach Summers was talking about that at practice. He said, on special teams, Lake Country, if they have a weakness, is those ends tend to fade off at the snap and give up that space there on the near side. And he said, we're going to try and maybe exploit that a couple of times as you get a look at Brian Summers, the head coach for University School. Congratulating his special team coach.
Excellent call, excellent call. If it doesn't work, not the same words.
Play fake. Boyd on the keep, spins out of 1 tackle, and he's able to get some positive yardage. Looked like he was going to lose 3, ends up gaining 2 as Leverance, the inside linebacker, able to make the stop.
Yeah, Coach Summers thinks that C.J. Boyd has a real future ahead of him, whether he sees college football in his future, and you can see how he demonstrated keeping his wits about him, throwing that pass on a fake punt, keeping his feet churning and moving on that play.
Caliendo came out favoring a leg. He's going to be tended to here on the sideline. There's another defensive end in there now for Lake Country Lutheran. 2nd and 8. Hand it off. This is Gordy Leach. Leach coming in and only one carry this season. He's got 4 tonight. Hurdle and Mueller able to make the tackle. Again, that's another Coach Summers' plan tonight, was trying to get more people involved offensively for his squad. Trying to help Boyd out, find some reliable backs and receivers other than Grebe. So first down, this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. 1st and 10 at the 44 of the Lightning. Back judge is counting down. He did not get this one off. There was motion up front.
Oh, false start. Offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So false start. That's the 3rd time tonight that they've taken a 1st and 10 to a 1st and 15.
Once again, that youth starts to show itself in a variety of ways in the game.
So Wildcats with a 1st and 15 at the Lightning 49-yard line. Grebe and Ringgold split here to the near side. Single receiver right side is David Mock. Leach, the running back. It's Boyd waiting to get those numbers posted on the board on that sideline. And is the play that he wants. It's going to be the keep by Boyd, trying to work the right side. Nice cut at the hash mark down to the 45-yard line. Boyd with the quarterback keep on that read option. And Christens again, Alex Christens with the tackle. He's got 4 of those yards back, sets up a 2nd and 11. Right at the 45 of Lake Country Lutheran. See the players, they all have that numbered wristband on, so they know exactly what play was called on the sideline, and it'll be a swing pass to Ringgold, and he is met immediately and driven down. Mr. Schumacher, once again, he has had a busy first half.
You know, you can attribute part of that to also excellent film study. They know what they're going to do as their offensive set. Schumacher came roaring up once again.
And try and set the screen, and Schumacher was already in the backfield as that pass got to Ringgold. Loss of 3 sets up 3rd and 14 for the Wildcats at the Lake Country Lutheran 48-yard line. 28-0 Lightning. Boyd comes back complete here to the near side. Reception brought down by David Mock. Schumacher again along with Mueller with the tackle. So take them down to the 41-yard line. Sets up a 4th and 7. Now again, they faked earlier on this 4th down on this drive, so we'll see what they decide to do here. Trailing 28-0. As Brian Summers roll the dice here, he will go for it. Grebe in motion here to the near side. Will line up with trips here to the near side.
Trying to draw him offside possibly here.
And they'll realign Grebe in the slot. Back judge is counting down. And we got delay of game here against the Wildcats. A lot of confusion. They brought Grebe in motion to line up a trips formation, then they took him out of that, and then Boyd kept looking to the sideline, questioning what he was to do. I think, guys, you're right, Coach. I think that was used to try and draw the defense offside when they didn't move. Okay, now what do we do?
What comes next? And we know how Lake Country Lutheran likes to put pressure on you, so they were hoping to get one of those linebackers perhaps to step into the neutral zone.
Hurdle standing deep, awaiting what should be a Boyd kick, and it is, as Paul was blocked, so no roughing the punter, as the rusher got in there and got a hand on it. and it went out of bounds at the 25-yard line. We'll take our break. 4:28 to go here in this first half. It's been all Lake Country Lutheran tonight over University School. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Lightning over the Wildcats here. Midway through our second quarter, 28-0 Lake Country Lutheran. When a star high school football player from South Central is recruited to play for Beverly Hills High School, two separate worlds collide. It's All-American starting October 10th on Milwaukee's CW18. 5-receiver empty backfield here for Lake Country Lutheran. They'll run the jet sweep around the far side. Mueller breaking tackles and then slung down to the turf near the 44-yard line. Israel Powell able to make the stop. Now we saw Caliendo, the defensive end, go out earlier. We had down to the sideline. Mike McGivern's got an update.
So guys, they're working on his right knee. They iced it up, and now they're working on it. Does not look real good for him. It looks a little swollen to me. The medical professionals are taking a look at it, and it looks like they're gonna ice it and probably take him to the locker room, boys.
All right, Mike, thank you for the update. And tough break for Chase Caliendo, sophomore, 6'2", 180, starting defensive end for Lake Country. As they try and go over the middle, and it's deflected and knocked down incomplete. Not sure where that one was intended. A couple of receivers in the neighborhood, along with several Wildcat defenders.
Yeah, that ball seemed to sail a little bit on Ethan.
Tried to guide that one in. Looked like he was looking for Mueller. So second down and 10 from the 43. This is Dane Vance trying to get the edge. Nice open field tackle. Gordy Leach, who goes both ways here for University School, able to make a nice open field tackle for just a short gain of 2, 3rd and 8.
And I see they've moved C.J. Boyd into defense now, so you've got your quarterback playing both ways, trying to get a little better match of athleticism.
You see that nice form tackle by Leach. From the 45, 3rd and 8. Wilkins gonna roll, gets it out complete. Fighting for the extra yard out there. Xander Miller getting the reception that time. Israel Powell, another two-way player, sophomore, another youngster, able to make the tackle.
I think Lake Country Lutheran is contemplating going for it on 4th down here. They haven't sent in their punt team yet.
They'll bring Leverance in as a fullback here. Also checking in is the tight end, Jonathan Bushke. This might be their what they call their full right coach, maybe?
Full right.
There you get a look. 4th and 3 from midfield. And they'll give it to the fullback, Leverance, and Leverance going to be stopped short, I believe.
They gave him a rather generous spot here.
Wow. I thought they got him down at the 48-yard line. They gave him the full forward at the 47, and they'll bring the sticks in to take a look at this one. But boy, a good half a yard extra there on that spot.
Right.
So they'll bring the measurement sticks in. We'll tell you that this week on Faith in the Zone, it'll be Green Bay Packer punter J.K. Scott joining Mike McGivern and Pastor Ken Keltner to discuss his faith, how it has affected his life professionally and personally. That's Faith in the Zone this week, Sunday at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. So the Wildcats will get the football back.
Saw Coach Brasco with a little smile on his face there. I'm sure Coach Summers did not have a similar appearance on his.
So it was enough for a first down, excuse me. First downs this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Roll Wilkins, going to throw on the run, completes the pass here to the near sideline to Bushke. ushered out of bounds by Grebe. Trip Grebe, corner here on the near side. It's the first reception tonight for Jonathan Bushke. He's got perfect
4.0
GPA going for him too.
Both teams feature a number of outstanding students, and that really is what this is all about.
Gain of 7, second down 3. Wildcats showing blitz here. Send Schumacher to the left side, and they'll give it to Vance, and he is wrapped up just across the line of scrimmage. Good gang tackle that time. Powell leading the way.
Yeah, Lake Country Lutheran's got to be a little careful. Their motion man that they've been running is turning upfield, coming close to doing it a little bit early on each of these plays.
They get a look at Israel Powell, 5'9" sophomore. Michael Kennedy, the freshman, also in on that tackle. Yeah, starts at defensive end.
Yeah, we thought of him as the Mad Stork. Yeah. Remember Ted Hendricks?
Yes, has that look. Miller with the reception. Slung down from behind by Boyd. Again, we mentioned Boyd coming in to play defense, and he comes in there and makes the tackle.
Well, it is a chess game. You're moving people around, trying to find matchups for, one good athlete with another. Go ahead, Coach.
Oh, go ahead.
I said Boyd did get, all-conference mention last year as a freshman as a defensive back.
5-yard pickup and a first down for Lake Country Lutheran late here in this second quarter. This is Vance breaking tackles. And late flag, this might be a face mask penalty here on the Wildcats as well. As they get in to make the stop, Grebe was in on the bottom of that pile for University School.
5-yard face mask against the defense. Penalty added onto the end of the run. First down.
We'll take one more look here on the tackle. You see Vance broke his first tackle. Quite see the face mask there. We'll make it a better look here. Not so sure.
I'm sure defensive coordinator James Becker wasn't happy about that call, but he has to be happy with the pursuit. 4 guys around the ball carrier.
Wilkins with time over the middle, man there, touchdown, Lake Country Lutheran. Will Brasgill, a 5'7" junior, a 3-sport athlete, makes it 34-0.
And that should make Coach Brasgill, father of Will, very happy.
One more look. Again, plenty of time to set up and throw. Just running a post route was Brasgill, and he was left wide open as he slipped in behind Keegan Kubicki, the free safety.
Yeah, 4th touchdown on the season for Will. Another one of those 4.0 students.
Andrew Schumacher to tack on the extra point. And that one is up and good. 35-0. Lake Country Lutheran here with 54 seconds to play in the half. All season we have the opportunity to talk with our sponsors, coaches, and other guests on the sidelines. Our sideline reports this season brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Now they convert that measurement to continue the drive. And 3 plays later, we got the touchdown pass from Wilkins to Will Brasgill.
You think about it on the year, we've seen Lake Country Lutheran run up some unbelievable point totals as they've moved through the season. And they've played a very difficult schedule. 2 of those teams that they beat are 3-1 on the season. And Coach Brasgill said we wanted to find a tough non-conference schedule.
Here you see the drive, 10 plays, 3.5 minutes. The Brasgill 19-yard touchdown reception, capping it off. Grebe from his own 2. And he cut to the outside across the 20, spins his way forward to the 24-yard line. So 46 seconds to go. Evan Oberst getting down there on special teams. So we'll see what the Wildcats will do here. And they've had some opportunities. You go all the way back to their third possession, Terry. They got it inside the 10-yard line, and they did not come away with points.
Yeah, they were sitting there, you know, do we go for the field goal? Do we try it? And C.J. Boyd rolled out, but once again, the excellent team speed. The linebacker got all the way out, tackled him for a loss.
Mike, what do you have?
So I'm standing next to the head coach at Lake Country Lutheran at that last touchdown pass. He said, you know, that's my boy. I said, I do. I said, man, he must have gotten all that from his mama's side. He said, she's in the Hall of Fame at Concordia. He said, I'm proud of that young man. He's a good football player. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you so much.
We always talk about coaches out kicking their coverage for finding very talented wives, and that's sure the case.
It's the same for broadcasters, too. Inside pass. Harches, Henry Harches. 6-foot senior with the reception. Clock rolling here, 32 seconds to go. Joe Pollock in there now. At a linebacker position here for the Lightning here late in this first half. Wildcats going to get at least one more playoff here. 2nd and 6 from the 28. Boyd. Rolling right, comes back over the middle, ball knocked away, incomplete. That's always a dangerous pass when you're trying to get it back between the hashes while rolling out of the pocket. So just over 3 seconds left. Here's a look at Coach Brasgel.
Very, very spiritual man. Really wants to emphasize the idea of family within this team, and that's a message that his coaching staff tries to weave into everything they do.
Yeah, they had a very spirited practice out here on Monday.
Kids having a lot of fun.
3rd and 6, Boyd gonna air it out. Back over the middle, another double deflection, another reception. That will end this first half. So Greavy with a couple of deflected catches tonight. It's good concentration on his part, but unfortunately, his Wildcat team on the short end. It's been all Lightning here tonight. They get 14 points off turnovers, and they're rolling 35-0 at the half. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Second ranked in Division 5 coming into the game tonight. Lake Country Lutheran showing us what that's all about as they take a 35-0 lead into halftime here on our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Well, tonight we'd like to highlight some special student athletes as we're proud to present this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week nominees. This week's nominee from University School of Milwaukee is Henry Harches. Henry carries a 3.75 GPA and competes in football, basketball, and baseball. He has earned multiple varsity letters heading into his senior year and was selected captain of the football team. He was selected as the 2017 Cindy Zoutke Sportsmanship Award winner. Henry has been a group leader at Vacation Bible School and volunteers as a basketball camp instructor. And Coach Summers calls him, quote, the hardest worker on the team. And this week's nominee from Lake Country Lutheran is Isaac Simons. Isaac competes in football and wrestling and carries a 4.0 GPA. He is a member of the National Honor Society and was chosen all-conference and all-district for football. He was also part of last year's state runner-up football team. Isaac is involved in the community. He organizes and helps with blood drives and volunteers with the Clean Boats, Clean Water effort to protect area lakes from invasive species. Congratulations to this week's Thursday Night Lights Scholar Athlete nominees. 35-0 Lake Country Lutheran on top of University School of Milwaukee. We head back to the sideline and John Pearson.
Well, guys, some really great smooth drives throughout the night for Lake Country Lutheran. There's no doubt about the smoothness of those drives. And, of course, segue into Heiser Automotive Group's the smoothest drives around. They've been in business for over 100 years. 3 generations later, Heiser is still going strong. Of course, their mottos involve honesty, integrity, and transparency. You can find a Heiser Automotive Group family member at pretty much any place you go that has the Heiser name on it for Toyotas, Chevys, Fords, Lincolns, and Cadillacs. You'll find a family member there at any of those 5 locations in the Milwaukee area. And tonight out of the game, yes, we are highlighting one specific car. It is a Heiser Toyota Avalon, the Hybrid Limited 2.5-liter 4-cylinder that is mated to an electric motor and has 200 horsepower. Gas mileage, I've never seen this before, 40 in the city, 39 on the highway. The sale price at $33,498. So head on out to any of your Heisers. If you want to look specifically for that car, head out to Heiser Toyota. And guys, just an absolutely fantastic night and a fantastic thing to thank Heiser Automotive Group. Now, of course, we want to talk a little bit about what we talked about in the pregame show with the Cats Give Back program that University School has. Every year they do fundraisers for different causes. This year it's epilepsy because 2 of their players have battled it and one coach as well. They're having a big fundraiser on October 8th for epilepsy for awareness and raising funds. And Jeremy Jeffress, the all-star pitcher for the Brewers, who has battled epilepsy as well, he's scheduled to be there to be a huge, huge night. Now, the only problem these guys have is Jeremy, these guys are all Brewer fans, and they're big Jeremy Jeffress fans. They're hoping he's not available because that would mean the Brewers are on a march towards the World Series. The coaches, though, they've already thought of that.
How did that happen? My wife, Michelle, does a fantastic job kind of as our lead on this. And she got connected with the Southeast chapter. Jeremy's on the board. My D coordinator gets to go down there. They go to a Brewer game. We're going to either have Jeremy on campus or in a video wishing us all good luck in the process when we really kick it off the first week of October. So it's just one of those things. James got to meet him. His family got to meet him, and it's just brought more community.
So now you're in a weird position because you're a Brewer fan.
Of course. Who isn't?
And it's great if they go to the World Series and make the postseason, but
Yep.
if they're doing that, he probably can't be here on your big night.
That's correct.
What do you root for as a Brewer fan / Cats Give Back fan?
That's a tough one. I'm hoping we're hosting playoffs and the Brewers will be here and he can stop in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, he comes in the 7th or 8th inning, so maybe early in the game, 2nd, 3rd inning, he could swing by.
He could swing through. We'll get him a helicopter and fly him back over there.
And, of course, that's how John and Terry got here. Well, it's Chopper 24, which is actually a drone that you guys both destroyed on the way here. But be sure to check out the people over at University School if you want to get involved with that fundraiser that is October 8th, guys.
John, thank you so much. Yeah, it was the drone. Everybody wants a drone.
Yeah, speaking of drones, we saw it in use at University School's practice in terms of giving them an excellent overview when they're running some 7-on-7 drills.
They're going to need some help with that drone. They trail Lake Country Lutheran 35-0. Back with more of our halftime programming after this. Welcome back to our halftime report here on the Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular. We're at the foot of the Kettle Moraine tonight. Lake Country Lutheran, our host, and the Lightning leading the Wildcats from University School of Milwaukee 35-0. Back downstairs we go to Mike and Carol.
Hey guys, so she's back with me. She broke up with me for a second, but hey, Carol Kane, great new show coming up on 18, 8 o'clock Wednesday night starting early October.
Right, October 10th, we have All-American, and we all obviously love high school football, and it's all about high school football, and it's a great show. Tay Diggs is in it as the coach. You want to see a clip?
I do.
Let's see a clip.
I'll see you boys in the end zone. name is Spencer James. I'm Billy Baker, varsity coach, Beverly High. You're impressive out there. I want you to come play for me.
Play for you?
Yes, sir, for me. All right, South Crenshaw, y'all got a strong team, but Beverly Hills can offer you something that Crenshaw can't. Better education at a safer school.
What's up with you and this kid, Dad? Why do you care so much?
I come from Spencer's neighborhood. You have no idea what that's like.
You got the goods on and off the field. I knew it from the first day I met you, right here in this park.
Boy, I see it. You gotta go.
You're proud of where you're from, but tell me that going to Beverly isn't the best thing for you, baby.
So that looks like a good show. There's some other shows on Channel 18 you guys are really excited about.
We've got some great shows coming up on CW18, and the premiere primetime starts on October 8th. So we've got Taye Diggs in All-American on October 10th, and we also have Riverdale, which premieres before All-American, but we're really looking forward to Sunday, October 14th, which is going to be our girls' night. It's our superheroes girls' night. We've got Supergirl, and we've also got the reboot of Charmed, and that's going to be a really fun show too. So we're all really excited about what's happening on Super 18 this fall. It's going to be great.
Boys, that's Carol Kane. Back to you.
Carol, thank you very much. Mike, you too. Appreciate all you're doing down there on the sidelines tonight. Time to take a look now at our games to watch. Brought to you by the Big 920 WOKY. And there are some big ball games Friday night.
Oh, yes, you go around. It starts right off in beautiful downtown New Berlin, Eisenhower versus West.
Couple of undefeateds.
Town will be rocking.
And I'm going to be at the Waterford game tomorrow night. Waterford's going to be rocking a showdown in the Southern Lakes, the two undefeated teams, Burlington and Waterford.
Right, we've seen Waterford in person. We know what they can do, and Burlington has been really on target this year.
Interesting matchup in the Classic 8. Mukwonago hosting Waukesha West. The Indians with a chance to get playoff eligible with the win.
Right, and both teams fighting for that playoff berth. So here we are at the midpoint of the season, fifth game.
And on the Big 920 high school game of the week, Southeast Conference matchup, the two undefeateds in the Southeast Conference. Oak Creek at Franklin. Pregame at 6:45, kickoff at 7. That's on 9:20 a.m. or on the iHeartRadio app, keyword the Big 920. Got a big 3-5 on the scoreboard here tonight, 35-0. Student section at Lake Country Lutheran enjoying this one. Lightning on top of University School. Back with more after this. Welcome back. Our halftime report continues here in the Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular. John Weiser and Terry Kelly up in the booth with you. 35-0. Lake Country Lutheran in front of University School tonight. We head back down to the sideline. Time for our U.S. Army interview. Here's John Pearson.
And readiness was not an issue for Lake Country Lutheran tonight as they came right out. And readiness, of course, the U.S. Army is involved with that. And Sergeant First Class Joshua Livingston joins me now. And it's so exciting to have you as a part of Thursday Night Lights. But talk a little about, you grew up in this area, and now you get to tell the story, your story, about the Army to kids in this area.
You're right, John. My dad's originally from Menominee Falls, and I grew up, a little bit north of Medford, Wisconsin. So it's really nice to get back and now provide those opportunities and those chances and be a mentor and a coach here in the local area to try and find the leaders of tomorrow.
How you doing in finding those leaders?
Doing very good. I've found some highly qualified individuals that are now right in the midst of their new careers and providing a great service to the nation.
Okay, we talked with Nelson from the Salvation Army earlier about their readiness for the Hurricanes, but obviously the Army is going to be very involved in that. Talk a little bit about what they're prepared for.
So we have a couple installations on the East Coast, and they are preparing themselves to not only, respond to the crisis there, but provide aid and take care of people coming back from, the coast to inland.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, guys, and I always feel safer at this time of the game.
John, thank you so much. 35-0 Lightning on top of the Wildcats. Back with our third quarter right after this. Start of the third quarter here at Lake Country Lutheran High School. In the Heartland area here tonight. Take a look at our numbers. 35-0 game, and numbers don't lie.
Right. I mean, you can see how the Lightning's offense has just been, electric, so to speak.
taking advantage of the 2 Wildcat turnovers, cashed them in for 14 of their 35 points tonight.
Right, and there have been a couple occasions where all of a sudden University School got that little 5-yard penalty, threw them off kilter as they're trying to put together some offensive consistency.
Again, 21-0. Wildcats got the ball inside the 10-yard line but came away empty.
Right, and that, we're in a situation now, we're starting off the second half with a running clock.
Will be a running clock here with that 35-point lead. As Schumacher will kick this one off. Again, it was the Wildcats kicked off that short kickoff and recovered, but 2 plays later fumbled it away, and the Lightning were able to cash that in for 7. This will be Grebe on the run. Grebe to the 30, and that's as far as he will get. Like Schneider, Gabe Schneider down there on special teams for Lake Country, able to make the tackle. So the Wildcats build it back 1 play at a time here. Just got to build on something here and collect some first downs.
Here you are playing the best team in the conference, obviously, and University School had run into the very strong Martin Luther team previously, so they've had to face off 2 of the heavyweights in the Midwest Classic.
C.J. Boyd, the sophomore quarterback, played some defense in that second quarter as well. Try and find something for his Wildcat team here. They'll start with a run over the left side. Shy of the 35-yard line. Xander Miller in there to make the tackle on Connor Bauman. Just his 3rd carry tonight. And we've got an injured Lightning player down. It looks like it's Gabe Schneider. They lost Chase Caliendo earlier in that first half to what looked like a leg injury. Now Schneider, the other defensive end.
I know Chase was walking around at halftime. You can see a little bit hobbled and moving, and he's been replaced by Alex Trissons at that defensive end position. But I'm sure the Lake Country coaching staff doesn't want to see themselves losing both of their defensive ends.
Listen to the Wendy's Varsity Blitz show presented by your local Pick and Save stores this Saturday morning starting at 10. Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan will be talking with Rick Hopper from Greendale Martin Luther in studio. That's Saturday morning at 10 on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. And a reminder, our program here tonight, the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular, is available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com, click on the Thursday Night Light link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. And don't forget, tonight's game going to be rebroadcast this Sunday night at 7 here on My24. Good sign, walking off under his own power. Gabe Schneider get looked at here on the sideline. Bauman with a pickup of 4, so it's 2nd and 6 just across the 35-yard line for the Wildcats. Opening possession, 3rd quarter. Again, 35-point lead. We have a running clock in effect here. It'll be the quarterback, Boyd. Gets the first down out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Nate Schumacher made the stop. Gain of 11 on the play to the 46, and so it'll be a first down brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all.
You can see if they can develop University School a little more of a running attack with the running back, then you're going to have C.J. Boyd be a heck of a lot more effective as he reads that and decides whether he's going to give or keep the ball.
Bauman is in the backfield. Grebe split out wide to the right. David Mock split here to the near side. On 1st and 10, blitz coming. Bauman runs right into the teeth of that blitz for no gain. Alex Christen's there to make the tackle. We've called his name a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, he came in to fill in for Caliendo and has done a nice job.
Actually lost a yard, so 2nd and 11 here for the Wildcats in their own 45-yard line. And they bring Mock, split here to the near side, Grebe to the far side. And a Bauman in the backfield. But Harches, the H-back, will line up in a wing here to the near side. Again, they'll fake and they'll throw, and the receiver fell down as he was trying to make his move to the ball. And that was Kyler Ringgold, who was the slot receiver out there on that right side. Lost his footing.
Yeah, Kyler's signaling to CJ, hey, my fault. I needed to keep my feet, make that catch.
Stay tuned. At the end of the game tonight, we will highlight our player of the game, brought to you by the United States Army. Army Strong. 3rd and 11 from the 45 for University School. Opening possession here to start this third quarter. Boyd wants to throw. Pressure. Leverance providing that pressure. Will throw it out to the sideline. Nice diving catch. Short of the first down, however, as it was Ringgold who made the catch. Just a couple yards shy of the first down.
Another one of those youngsters for University School, another sophomore.
So gain of 9 will set up a 4th and 2. And the offense stays on the field here for Brian Summers and the University School Wildcats. Give it to, and in the back, and that was Gordy Leach. Check that, no, 15, Connor Bauman. And he has stopped Andrew Schumacher there to make the tackle. And the Lightning will take over on downs here with 7:25 to go, running clock with a 35-point lead.
You know, one of the strengths for Lake Country Lutheran would be their offensive and defensive lines, and we've seen them dominate the line of scrimmage. And U School hasn't been able to put together any kind of consistent running attack.
From their own 47, 1st and 10, Lightning. Ethan Wilkins, a couple of touchdown tosses tonight. 3 receivers to the right. Vance in motion, he'll take it on the jet sweep. Vance across midfield into Wildcat territory to the 47. Sander Reed, corner on that far side, able to step up and make the play for U School.
You know, you think about Lake Country Lutheran so far this year, they've running up 53 points in their first game, 42 in their second, 33 in their third, and 57 a week ago. So they've got a potent offensive attack.
John Pearson, you got a special guest down there.
Yes, she's very impotent. I mean, important. But yes, indeed, Catherine Bagans, who is the head of school, the principal here. The principal is your pal. That's how I learned how to spell it. You guys are terrific at all the athletics, especially you've been building and building, but it's something else that's special about this school. Talk about the pride you have in basically every aspect of what you have as a community here.
Absolutely. So here at Lake Country Lutheran, it's very unique because we have the opportunity to share Jesus, shape lives, and develop leaders. And so as we work with our students, whether it's in our academic program, our athletics, our fine arts, we're always working on their spiritual growth as well. And so we have this unique opportunity to work with our students as they develop as godly men and women.
When you are excelling at sports, sometimes people start to take it serious. Usually it's not out here. They're actually able to keep perspective on it. Sometimes it's parents. When you've been able to generate that spirit of community among the people who are like, why isn't my son playing? You don't hear that out here.
Right. There is really a sense of being all in, that we're a family, that the LCL community, we work together in partnership to work with these students and help them to live with integrity and really focus on what matters. And that's that they're developing their relationship with Jesus Christ and they're using their gifts as best they can. And sometimes that means they win and sometimes that means they lose, but really ultimately they're glorifying God in what they do.
All right, we absolutely win being out here tonight. A great night here, and thanks to Lake Country Lutheran and the whole community coming through for us tonight.
John, thank you so much. Gordy Leach with a nice defensive play on the Vance swing pass that time for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, it was a nice little play. They were trying to slip him out into the pattern, and Leach came up and put a stop to it.
Leach is senior, running back and outside linebacker for University School. So 2nd and 12 for the Wildcat 45. 4.5 minutes with a running clock remaining here in this third quarter. And this time they try and hand it off to the end around, and it's recovered by the Wildcats. Israel Powell coming up with the loose ball. Second turnover tonight by the Lightning, so the Wildcats will get the ball near midfield as we will take our break. 35-0 Lake Country Lutheran in front of University School. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24. Wildcat defense with their second takeaway tonight. They'll take over at their own 49-yard line, trailing 35-0. For all the info on the green and gold, including special guests, players, and more, watch Locker Room. That's Tuesday night at 9 on My Place for Sports, My 24. Let's see what the Wildcats can do here. Each team with 2 turnovers tonight, but Lake Country able to capitalize, putting 14 points on the board because of those turns tonight. Boyd will hand it off, and not much there at all for Connor Bauman. Once again, down to the sideline we go, and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, listening to the coaching staff at Lake Country Lutheran, said, fellas, do not get sloppy now. We've been in this position before. It's a running clock. Continue to play the way we play, and we'll start getting some other guys in here shortly. But take care of the ball. Let's tackle. Let's do the stuff that makes us good.
Mike, thank you. That's where that one more philosophy comes in here for Coach Bedsgull and the Lightning team. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Grebe in motion. They'll toss to Bauman. Bauman, nice cut move at the hash mark. Will pick up the first down. Excellent run by Bauman that time. His best run tonight into Lightning territory to the 38-yard line. Joe Pollack able to make the stop for the Lightning. One more look.
Yeah, another one of those sophomores. We keep mentioning how young University School is.
13-yard pickup by Bauman. And it's why Brian Summers is so upbeat about this program, to get the kids out not only on the varsity level, but also that 6th and 7th and 8th grade, building that flag football program, get those kids into the 9th grade level. Boyd on the keep, trying to go right side, breaking a couple of tackles. Nice run by Boyd down to the 31-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play by quarterback C.J. Boyd. Jack Leverance, along with Pollack, able to make the stop for Lake Country.
Yeah, that hole, you'll see that hole open up, and C.J. Boyd, the defensive end, got way upfield, and he was able to duck under and turn it up. Nice gain.
This time they'll line up Grebe and Ringgold here to the near side, with Ringgold in a slot. Use Harches as a wing on the right side. Boyd's going to keep. Again, working over that end, takes it down to the 20-yard line. Another nice 11-yard run by C.J. Boyd, and another first down brought to you this quarter by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Nice little loose leg there by C.J. Boyd. Give it to the tackler and then take it away.
Mark it at the 19. 1st and 10 there, late here in this third quarter.
And when you've got that running clock, you're not going to get many opportunities. So University School wants to make sure they cash in on this.
Bauman the single back, along with Ringgold in the slot. Grebe lined up here to the near side. Mock single coverage right side. Grebe in motion. Play fake. Boyd hit as he throws, and it goes incomplete. Pressure that time provided by Jack Leverance.
Yeah, Grebe running with a little, as they say, hitching his get along. It looks like a little gimpy perhaps on his ankle. Doesn't have quite that speed.
One more look here. Leverance collecting on Boyd. Well, special thanks to Dan tonight for providing wonderful food each and every week for our Thursday Night Lights staff and crew. Check them out at dandanmilwaukee.com for the complete menu and delivery options.
I'm sorry.
2nd and 10 from the 19.
Christianity's not what it used to be.
Again, Ringgold in a slot here to the near side. They'll toss it out to Bauman. Bauman breaking a couple of tackles to the 15-yard line where he has stood up there. And that play will end our third quarter. here at Lake Country Lutheran High School. Xander Miller credited with the stop. It's been all Lightning tonight. They'll take that 35-0 lead into the fourth quarter when we come back. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Second ranked in Division 5, Lake Country Lutheran coming into play this week. And they've shown every bit of it. 35-0 over University School as we begin the fourth quarter. John Weiser and Terry Kelly up in the booth. John Pearson, Mike McGivern, and Carol Kane down on the sidelines tonight for us. Wildcats 3rd and 10. I think that 3rd and 5, I should say. The 13-yard line, and movement again by U School.
When you shoot yourself in the foot, you know, that self-inflicted wound makes it difficult.
Officials are going to confer on this. University School in their practice on Tuesday, they started immediately with the 2-minute drill, and they had a couple of guys jumping on that. And Coach Summers kept saying, that's not how you win in this league. You've got to.
Encroachment.
They're going to call it on Lake Country Lutheran. Okay.
5-yard penalty.
Call the encroachment foul there. So, but to finish the thought there, he was again concerned because he said in the 2-minute drill, boys, you can't keep jumping offside. That's killing time and it's taking yardage away.
Right. You know, he said if you want to win, you can't do this. Why prevent yourself from winning?
Yep, that was the message every time they committed a foul. And then during the 7-on-7, any penalties, immediately 10 push-ups, everybody on both sides of the ball. So they'll mark this one 1st and goal from just inside the 9-yard line. Boyd flushed out of the pocket, going to get it away, and it is intercepted at the 2-yard line. Owen Kennedy, I believe, with that one. Gets the pick as Boyd was flushed to his right. And again, the cardinal sin, rolling out of the pocket, then throwing back over the middle.
Yeah, and throwing off your back foot. He wasn't able to get everything into that throw, and it just kind of hung up there.
So Lightning will take over just inside the 3-yard line. That is their 3rd takeaway tonight.
3-yard line.
And Wilkins will head out there at quarterback for one more series. Once again, down to the sideline, Mr. McGivern.
So, boys, you know how much I like the band here. They're really, really good and talented. But Natalie and Leah, they do some other things, and I watch this. Watch this, boys. Go ahead.
They advance the ball carrier, taken down by Keegan Kablicki.
I couldn't do this unless I was doing it with Paul Fix. That's it. Natalie and Leah, they're really talented. Back to you, boys.
Oh, you know, we
America's
commented
got
on
talent.
how good the pep band was, and I thought I saw Mike McGivern dancing at one point, but we'll want to check that tape.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. The Vance once again. Dane Vance will get the first down just across the 11-yard line. This quarter first downs brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Israel Powell with a tackle. Also a fumble recovery tonight for Powell.
Right, another sophomore, and he's been outstanding. Two-way player. You know, 21 tackles coming into this game already.
Yeah, the future is looking bright here for the Wildcats. And again, they're through the teeth of their schedule after tonight because they've got really Brook Academy, who's currently sitting at 1-1. They got Living Word Lutheran also on their schedule at 2-0, but Hope Christian next week, and then they end the season with St. John Military as fumble into the end zone. Wilkins going to cover it up, and it's going to go as a safety. And so recovering it, Connor Bauman able to cover up Wilkins for the safety. And there goes the shutout.
LCL will kick the ball away from their 20-yard line.
So that
Trip
will,
Greavy, I believe.
I believe.
Grebe kind of we'll see on here, he's kind of an interesting story. Despite being an outstanding athlete, doesn't want to go play a sport in college. He had an internship this past summer with Milwaukee Magazine. He wants to get into sports media. And, you know, Coach Summers couldn't say enough good things about young Mr. Grebe.
Yeah, he really enjoyed that internship, really fell in love with the sports writing aspect.
So maybe we'll see a byline at some point in the future.
Time now for our watershed moment, brought to you by Sweetwater. And that was very early in the contest right here. The Bauman fumble, third play from scrimmage.
Right, they had done the little pop-up kickoff, recovered it, had things going their way, and then suddenly, boom.
It was Mr. Vance who took advantage of that watershed moment. Remember, you can be a game changer in your watershed when it rains. Stormwater washes litter, yard waste, chemicals, and other debris into our rivers and lakes. Visit respectourwaters.org to learn what you can do to prevent water pollution. Free kick for Schumacher here. Kubicki and Grebe will stand deep at the 30-yard line. So they use the T on the free kick. Nice foot into that one. Kubicki from his own 22. Out across the 40, 45, midfield. Kubicki down to the 40-yard line. Nice return into Lightning territory at the Lake Country 40-yard line.
Kubicki has done an excellent job this evening returning kicks. They've had good field position. They just haven't been able to turn it into points.
.38-yard return. One more look. Quick little move right there. Stepped out of a tackle.
I'm sure U School wants to build off of this safety. You know, they've got 4 games in front of them they can win. And if they get to 4-4 in the conference,
yes,
they can qualify for the playoffs.
And again, we were going to talk about that. It's a 7-team league in the Midwest Classic. We'll talk about that in a moment. Boyd will hand it off to Bauman over the left side. Gain of a couple. Normally an 8-team league, but Kenosha Christian Life for the second straight year playing a JV schedule, so only 7 teams. So if you can get to 4-4, get 4 wins in your conference, 4-3 actually is a good job.
You know, and I'm sure with all this youth, they want to make sure they get that experience.
Again, they've played Burlington Catholic Central. Close ball game, lost that one by 4. As Boyd tried to run it up in the middle. Looks like it was Oberst, Evan Oberst and Schumacher there, both defensively for Lake Country. They lost 15-11 at Catholic Central. Ran into Martin Luther, and that Darius Crowley Reed did the running back for Martin Luther, 41-15 the final there. And they lost last week at St. Francis, a team expected to challenge for the conference.
So they've met, you know, the heavyweights in the conference so far.
3rd and 7 from the 37. Toss to Bauman. Bauman collared right as he got to the line of scrimmage that time.
Taken down by Alex Crescens.
It's Alex Crescens again on the stop of Bauman. There you get a look at him. Senior. So it sets up a 4th and 7. Again, they converted on a fake punt earlier tonight. Actually led to their deepest drive inside the 10-yard line, but at the time they were down 21-0. Could have used some points, and they weren't able to capitalize. Grebe in a slot here to the near side and showing blitz. Contact was made in the neutral zone.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, it's still 4th down.
So it takes them into a 4th and 2, a little more manageable here for the Wildcats. So a couple of mental gaffes here by Lake Country Lutheran here after building out that 35-point lead.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Braskel's not pleased with what he's seen in this second half, and does maybe make film a little bit more intriguing for these boys.
Must-watch TV. That's what that's going to turn into. Boyd will keep it and pick up the first down and more. Racing to the edge, inside the 10, diving to the pylon. No signal yet, ruled out of bounds just shy of the 1-yard line. C.J. Boyd, a 30-yard run down to the 2. Owen Kennedy able to make the stop. One more look here. The legs of Boyd, the sophomore.
Good block there by number 56, Sam Plummer. Created that little seam.
And that foot slipped out of bounds right near the 2-yard line. So the Wildcats now 1st and goal from the 2. So they get the defensive touchdown.
I'm trying to wonder why the clock is running if he stepped out of bounds.
Grebe in motion once again. And Schumacher right there at the point of attack. Able to take Boyd down. So bring up a 2nd and goal. Just inside the 2. Got Ringgold split out here to the near side. He's in a slot along with Grebe here to the right. It's like Bauman in the backfield along with Boyd, the quarterback. 2nd and goal from the 2. Bauman, 2nd effort, touchdown Wildcats. Connor Bauman. His first touchdown of the season, 5'10", 155-pound sophomore. Pounds it in from the 2-yard line.
Yeah, you're seeing C.J. Boyd, a sophomore. Connor Bauman, another sophomore, kind of giving the offense the little juice this drive.
Leverance tried to keep him out of the end zone, but momentum by Bauman carries him in for his first score of the year and the first touchdown tonight by the Wildcats. They're going to kick the extra point here. Ringgold, their place kicker. Boyd will hold on the snap by Mock. And the kick is up, and it is good. 35-9, 4 minutes to go here in the 4th. We'll take a break. Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular.
Every weeknight, the very best in animated comedies take over your television with wacky antics as Family Guy, American Dad, The Simpsons, King of the Hill, and The Cleveland Show. Team up for 4 straight hours of laughs each day starting at 9. Comedy, Mom 24.
I think we're going to go, no, we're going to go with 3, I think, Hurdle. Yeah. It's, yeah, I was going to, I think it was last year. I think it was a new rule from last year or 2 years ago.
You can also find additional videos, photos, interviews, and more. The Heiser Automotive Group pregame show and CNL game will also
Only in the 4th quarter, though.
Oh, okay.
So if they would have done that in the third quarter, it would have stopped. But once they're in the 4th, it.
Did not know that.
including the provider of tonight's game trophies, Rooting Trophies. When you think trophies, think Rooting Trophies.
Connor Bauman with a 2-yard touchdown run. And the extra point makes it 35-9 late here in the 4th. Tuesdays this fall, see how the officers of District 21 catch criminals on the mean streets of Chicago. Watch Chicago PD Tuesday nights this fall on My 24. Yeah, we saw the little pop-up kickoff to start the game tonight.
You can see how Lake Country has responded. They
Yes.
brought those deep blockers up.
So Ringgold has it teed up, middle of the 40-yard line. He's going to try that one again. And the catch is made. Owen Kennedy there to make the catch. Actually looked like he was signaling for a fair catch there for a minute, which you can do, but ended up putting the knee on the ground after he caught it nonetheless.
Well, I'm pretty sure offensive coordinator Eric Maum and head coach Greg Brasco want to see the Lightning get back on track here with their offense.
All season we have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, finding out what's going on in the schools and communities we visit, such as Lake Country Lutheran tonight. Our sideline reports brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. We thank them for their sponsorship this year. From their own 47, following the short kickoff. We'll try a little bubble screen here to the near side. Cross midfield to the 49-yard line. Gordy Leach able to make the tackle. Zach Hans, wide receiver. I think that's his first catch tonight. Second ball thrown to him. Well, Lake Country Lutheran. We have St. John's Military next week. The last 2 weeks of the regular season will be their tough one there. Brook Academy and St. Francis on their schedule. The officials are stopping play here. Wildcats want to take a timeout on defense. 2:33 to go. So their tough part of their schedule for Lake Country now will be coming up the last 2 weeks at Brookfield Academy, currently up amongst the leaders in their conference, and then St. Francis probably will be for the conference title, the outright conference title there, and maybe the undefeated conference season for Lake Country.
Yeah, St. Francis has, I think, enjoyed their time in the Midwest Classic. Their enrollment had, fallen, and they were finding it difficult competing in the Woodland Conference, and now to find themselves here, serving them well.
Well, while we have a moment, let's take a look at some of last week's Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals great moments from across the country.
Bobbled by Sapido. They'll pick it up at the 10. Has the seam. Special teams again for the Cougars. Saputo into the open field. And a response from Wake Forest. Touchdown Cougars. 90 yards.
Fakes it to Roberts. Throws to the tight end. The catch is made. It's a touchdown for JP2.
Field.
Walters guns it to the outside, leaping interception made on the play. Picked off by Keaton Ellis. Keaton Ellis down.
Lance looks for Beanham again. Dallas Beanham at the 10, at the 5, touchdown, Dallas Beanham.
Trying to go wide. Oh, ball in the air. Uh-oh. Ball in the air and back the other way.
That is Aaron Swafford.
Swafford's going to be your player of the week if he could sprint another 30. There he goes. 4 on offense.
Motion man. Back to pass, they'll kick it out. So look at that, went right off his helmet, and it's intercepted. And this is going to be a touchdown for Jordan.
Lets it go. Receiver's hands, then bounced up one more time, and all of a sudden Wyatt Jones runs underneath it.
So that's what's going on across the country this past week. Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals. 4th down here for Lake Country Lutheran. 4th and about 3. Minute 36 to go. We mentioned the conference winning streak will get to 31 now for the Lightning. Their last conference loss coming back on the 28th of September back in 2013. 21-12 loss to Messmer Shorewood.
But I think Coach Breskill and his staff, as well as his team, their vision is beyond what's going on in the conference.
Like another trip to Madison would be on the agenda here. Catch made here on the near side by Hans, his second reception tonight as we go under a minute to play. Israel Powell with the tackle, 7 tackles tonight, and a fumble recovery for Powell, the sophomore.
Yeah, excellent game by Israel.
So this will keep Lake Country Lutheran in that number 2 ranking in the coaches poll this week. Division 5. Snap it one more time here. They'll take the knee to end our ball game here. 35-9 will be your final score. And really, Terry, what we kind of expected coming in here, Lake Country Lutheran just that much better right now than University School. But hey, that cupboard's not bare on that far sideline.
Right. And these two coaches, a tremendous amount of respect for each other. And I know Coach Brasgeld, despite how his team has done, said he knew U-School would come here and give him a game.
Turnovers tonight, a factor. 14 points off turnovers for Lake Country Lutheran. Your winner tonight, 35-9. Teams go through the handshake line. When we come back, we'll have our Player of the Game award and trophy presentation. All of that in our post game, which is coming your way next on the Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular. $35-9, your final tonight. Out in Heartland, Wisconsin, Lake Country Lutheran Field, as the number 2 ranked team in Division 5 takes down University School of Milwaukee. 35-9, jumped out to that 35-0 lead and rolled into their 5th win of the year. And part of that due to the play of one Bryce Hartle, who's with Mike McGivern.
So, guys, when Bryce ran down the sidelines on the play, what might be our player of the year so far, 3 of his coaches came up and said, that's a special athlete right there. Bryce, our U.S. Army player of the game, well done tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about this group, man. So far, so good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We played well together tonight.
Hey, so when you come into a season like this as one of the leaders, right, one of the guys that you guys went to Camp Randall last year, pretty close in that final, and you're thinking, okay, we need to make sure that we're ready to go this year. A lot of sweat equity in the offseason, according to your coach. You guys hit the ground running right now, ready to go.
Yeah, no, we're playing well together right now. We got to continue to improve.
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball and football.
Yeah, well done. 1 and 1A, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Sergeant Livingston?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hey, he's a good representation, good winner for your award.
He is very, embodies what the U.S. Army is looking for in teamwork and cooperation and in hard work. You can't really substitute anything for hard work and dedication.
You got it.
Bryce, U.S. Army Player of the Game award.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Boys, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Well, taking a look at Mr. Hartle's night tonight, earning that Player of the Game award. As we take a look at his highlight reel tonight. Caught that beautiful pass at the pylon there for his first touchdown. And how about this one? The 83-yard swing pass. And watch this run.
Yeah, he tiptoes down that sideline. They almost have him, and he just breaks away. He keeps his balance, which I think is the most impressive part of that. Plus that leap.
Right there to get that ball through the pylon. Bryce Hartle, our Player of the Game. Sponsored by all season long by the U.S. Army. Army strong. As Lake Country Lutheran pulls away 35-9. Your final, once again, trophy presentation time brought to you by Rudig Trophies. When you think trophies, think Rudig Trophies. Mike McGivern.
Hey, before we get to Greg, the head coach here, I want to say something. The quarterback holding the trophy. Your offensive line did awfully well today, man. You handle that huddle. This is your team, correct?
Yeah, I mean, got to give huge props to the offensive line. They always do a great job coming to practice every day and working hard and blocking for me, and then they show out in the games and give me time to make my passes.
Man, that's good stuff. I like quarterbacks that thank the offensive line. Coach, my favorite part of this today, watching your players on the sidelines from the first play till the end. You know what? They encourage each other. They're high-fiving each other. It doesn't matter if the starters are in, the guys, the second team is in. Everybody is really together, and it represents your staff in this school really well.
Yeah, we don't take the word family lightly, and this is my family. I mean, this is my family, but this is my family. I love these guys. They play hard for each other. None of them want the individual credit. Together, they're unbelievable. I enjoy it.
You know, I had the opportunity to coach my son. And when he scored that touchdown, you know, I've seen you smile before, but that was the smile of a proud father.
Well, he said, "Why are you congratulating me today? You didn't congratulate me on the other 3 touchdowns." I said, "Well, we're on TV today, so."
Yeah. And, you know, he also said you got your good looks from your mom, so that's awesome.
She's smoking
hey, smoking hot. You know what? Smoking hot. I tell you what, this coach is no fool. My wife is smoking hot, too, in case she's watching. Hey, I tell you what, you got 2 tough games coming up. Enjoy this one tonight. Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
We'll probably just study and get ready for school tomorrow.
Man, there's no chance of that. Boys, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way. Well done.
Thank you, Mike.
Back to you, boys.
Lake Country Lutheran, the Lightning strike hard here tonight. 35-0 lead. They win it 35-9, rolling to their 5th victory of the season. We'll be back with a final word from Heartland right after this. .366 total yards tonight by the Lightning in a 35-9 rout of University School of Milwaukee. They will move on, take on St. John's Northwestern Military next week in conference. Do the Lightning. Terry, we're heading back into familiar territory for you next week on our Thursday Night Lights.
The Greater Metro Conference and their next-door neighbors, Sussex Hamilton, Menominee Falls.
The old backyard brawl going to be coming your way next Thursday night. Menominee Falls and Sussex Hamilton. That'll be our matchup next Thursday night at 7. And don't forget, tonight's game going to be rebroadcast Sunday night at 7 right here on My 24. My thanks to John Pearson, Carol Kane, and Mike McGivern down on the sideline. Terry Kelly up here in the booth, our spotter, Papa Cristo, doing a nice job once again, and Ryan Horvat on stats. I'm John Weiser, bidding you a very pleasant good evening from Heartland, Wisconsin tonight. Lake Country Lutheran, a 35-9 victory over University School, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights. Good night.